Hello and welcome to this latest commentary track from Bonkers TV Entertainment. If I mention in an earlier commentary I've already done this, I have already done this, it's just I haven't, never got, we lost the negative of it, so there we are, I'm going to do it again. Rocky style opening with no other credits like a lot of films. The film we've done recently, Poached or Fried, some of what's implied here sort of was considered for that, but it was cut. It was a script called Bowlers off Adam came up with, but we couldn't do it because it had bars being set on fire and stuff. I'm just going to give you the history of this film to start with. If I see anything happen, I'll break it, come to it, and then I'll go back to my story. If you're a Laurel and Hardy fan like we are, and we're big Laurel and Hardy fans, we've watched virtually all their films. We haven't really watched the solo ones because frankly they're nothing like the real Laurel and Hardy. And we haven't seen Bonnie Scotland, Air Raid Wardens, and Nothing But Trouble, but every other one we've virtually seen. And there's this particular one called Any Old Port, where what happens is that Laurel and Hardy prevent this marriage going ahead by throwing the key, by outwitting this Muggsy Long he's called, who's trying to force a woman to marry him. And then they meet this friend of theirs and he gives them money to fight a boxing match, and it turns out as a person they've got one up out of the hotel he runs, Muggsy Long. And basically the second half of the film sort of like that film. The first half we just replaced, but the next idea in the story was Adam. We did the first thing we did with a camera. It's not the camera we have now. It was a sort of tape-based camera, Panasonic, I think. Was this thing called Their Big Mistake, and it was basically the first half. It started at Edmonton's home, and then they go to this super pound, and the car's written off, and they can't pay the bill and run off. And the second half sort of like this one, and basically what we tried to do, we moved this scene to the start just to make it a bit different, then completely wrote the second half of the first half of the film, and the second half's a bit of a remake, but this is one of my favourite films so far. I think because we vastly improve on the original. Probably could have a lot more experience. In the early films, Adam uses odd like Ned Flanders off The Simpsons type voice, but mostly just uses his own. Yeah, just notice he's wearing a flat cap over his bowler hat. This is one of Stuart's best roles as well, because Stuart's a good actor. Now I've got that story bunged out quite quickly, so I'll carry on. Well, this is setting up the fact we've got the money and all that, and I can't remember who's actually driving. I'm not too sure if Stuart had actually driven by now, but it was 2 years ago. Suspicion is he wasn't driving, but I might be wrong on that. Morris's son, if you've heard of Morrison's, that's a UK supermarket. We were thinking call it Tresco's, but these lame endorsements, I wanted to do an endorsement which has been a bit black humour, saying endorsed by John Lennon, even though the shop was only established after he died. Now some speech bubble said I shopped every day of my life here. But yeah, that's another odd thing with this is Adam wrote we had the old script by Adam, we sort of wrote it together oddly enough, and it's about the only one we have done it. Usually like I contribute some scenes or we redraft each other's work, but this one we more or less wrote together. Mark Betton, he's sort of like a B-list actor. He's appeared in a couple of movies like that. In Magna Get, whatever it was, that crap was called. Heath Ledger's last film, the Terry Gilligan one. Dr. Polarium appeared in. explain them in a minute. And he's been in a lot of shows, but he's sort of limited. He just plays the same role, everything, but he's sort of person that we'd like to work with one day. And Mark effing bet on. The Barley Pickers, these were these yokel types. I don't know if they were playing up on it, but they were on the. We used to be big Scrappy Challenge fans. We still watch some of the repeats and more for, but they were like the best ones on it. I don't know if they would. They either won or finished second, but one of the most memorable was they had this proper job, and we recently done a sketch with them. No, not with them, although we'd have liked to have done it with them, but was playing them. This is a joke from The Simpsons I came up with to try and nick their wallet with Gwen Step. The original ending of this thing was we're supposed to go out disguised as a lady or something. No, we started to use Jack's knocked out body and use that disguise as a lady or something. And that didn't really work. We ended on stage. We couldn't really think of a good ending, and I just thought, well, we'll use a wallet inspector ending again. Have a real wallet inspector and get punched. Ashley called mine. If I used to play for football club, I support Arsenal, and yeah, it's been a pretty depressing few months there. But that sort of little joke at his expense, because he came out with his really ill-advised and badly timed autobiography. Because the woman we features this woman called Jane Asher, and though she's not really a great actress, she's been in Alfie, and she was engaged to Paul McCartney for a bit before Linda McCarthy, and he basically cheated on her. And oddly enough, she's about the only one of the Beatles stories never actually written about it, so that's why she didn't actually have an autobiography, so we use that instead. But she's recently appearing on The Old Guys, and if you want to know what we think of it, you should just watch some of those actors of variety shows. Gonna have The Old Guys us taking Pete out of the show. Usually Adam, because it's his characters, plays the leads, because we recast them as our characters, and I play the female characters, the most unconvincing females you'll ever see. Hello, that sort of voice. That light was Spike Jones, and I think when we first came aware Spike Jones were on the Goodies LTWT series. They said they were big Spike Jones fans and hadn't bought the tapes, and they'd also mentioned Laurel Hardy for Jitterbugs as a contemporary artist, given Jones died in the 60s, so... This is a plot kicking in, is if you've ever seen the... Yeah, this was Adam's idea, and I didn't know. Apparently when he was at sixth form, he was in the co-op or something, so he actually just did this conversation played out the Codliver Royal tablets, so basically just cut and pasted into this. Adam was still at sixth form at the time. I think he just left this year. But this is where plot begins, because this Milliot's customer thing that was taken from Only Fools and Horses, a famous episode where they're in the siege, the longest nights, where the fake, it turns out, sorry if I'm giving AC away, armed robber is too late for the automatic lock, and so decides to basically wait, and Del and Rodney are in there. They got pulled up as if they were going to be the Milliot's customer because they needed some independent witnesses, and Del at the end says, I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be a Milliot's customer, in order to keep quiet and get some conversation over it. Yeah, talking Only Fools and Horses, I've recently seen all the episodes of Rocket Ships, and they just stank. Just don't work. It's just such a sad way John Sullivan ended his career, but I don't think I could do better, but they just weren't any good. They're certainly going in the effing awful sequel bracket, like Legacy of Reggie Perrin and New Reggie Perrin and everything else. That Salt and Joey regretted later because it rather humiliated him. If you've seen the outtakes, I don't know what possessed me to pick that tube up and bang it on Jack's head, but if you notice it swirls about. There's a bit of dialogue here saying like, I could be the champion and stuff. We just cut it just to get into the Rocky bit. I think I've seen all the Rocky films. We have a box set, and I think they're all good. Number 5 or 4 and 5 probably the weakest, but they're still good films. Balboa is a very good one. Though would have said it was better than Rocky, which Times magazine was making out on the 27th issue the 27th of May, when they said that was a better sports film than Rocky. Jim's Jim, that's a reference to old comic books, and because it's an alliteration, and also they closed down to account for the fact it's an empty shed. It is quite funny with the effects is Adam banging a baking tin on a cupboard, and it was because there was an episode of The Liar in Actor Show 11 where I just get banged on the head by it. Weights we have hanging around, I can't remember the origins or what the point is, or if we've ever used them out of here. We just had to lie around the house. Well, poor old Patch in this. Sadly, it was less than a year after this we lost her. She died, got run over. I had to put her down. That had double with me. Sad. This is the first bit we got finished and edited. Crazy because of the fact we were in it. No, sorry, we were the only actors in it. But something I left out of the history of this show. This film was Adam wrote a sketch for one of the earlier variety shows where Cersei Ted Manic being a boxer, and he had a Rocky montage, and we basically thought, well, the montage is too good to waste, so we'll stick it in here. But because it was written around Ted and the fight has to have Ed, we had to have that bit where Ted pulls out. We added a couple more gags into it. That took ages to shut the calf in. With fake slowing going down. It cut his away. My dad said I had a girls were all later, which I thought was a bit harsh, but I could. Looking back now, I'm pretty pathetic. I always do that at that time. I think I'm doing well. I look back and think, what was I thinking? Or should I have been doing some better acting then, or something? Yeah, this Nick straight off Simpsons. God, that when he kicks Smithers, who's on the ball in the face. Your dad, this is end of year, so it's all been cleared out. His dad doubling as a hoodie bizarrely along with Adam. Dad, who I don't see how this has ever worn a hooded top in his life. My laugh. Put old Patch down. She was about 15 odd at this time. Monk Lady Show, which looks suspiciously like the auction house, and whatever town was. Me without a shirt, which is a pretty sight. Britain's Got Talent since. I did the original commentary, he's just gone pretty crap and we don't watch it anymore. First couple of years we watched it, and we don't really like reality shows that much, though. Bar me, everyone likes to come dancing, although I've already bashed that in the Man from Bonkers review. For Rickard's Wait with Love, sorry. Review, but the first series I didn't really watch, the second series I watched quite a lot. And this is what it's referred to. Third, which was after this, we got no, it was around this time. We got oh, this is third season. Sorry, got wrecked because of Susan Boyle rubbish, and last season was just atrocious.